I was confirmed by the Senate to a 4-year term, which ends at the end of January of 2018, and it is fully my intention to serve at that term.
That was Janet Yellen firing a shot across the bow of the SS Donald Trump, stating that she intends to serve for full term to January of 2018. Joining me to discuss this and all of the economic issues, Steve Forbes. Steve, yeah, listen, we saw Janet Yellen front and center. The Federal Reserve was a major part of the Trump campaign and a lot of Republicans over the last several years. And it's the first question asked, and maybe it was designed that way, but she's saying that she's not going to move. She intends to stay there. What does that mean for Donald Trump's agenda?
What it means is when he eventually decides if he wants to remove her, he will be able to remove her. They've had fights with the Fed in the past, decades ago. Treasury always wins those fights. The Fed is not embodied in the Constitution. It's a creature of Congress. She does not have a lifetime term like a justice or a judge would do.
But could he get her out of there before January 2018?
Yes.
Really? She stated over and over today that she works for Congress, that Congress hired her, they set the agenda, and no one else can fire her.
Has she looked as to who controls Congress? and the fact of the matter is, if a president does not want a Fed chairman or chairwoman, that person goes because their effectiveness is undercut. Under U.S. law, it's the U.S. Treasury Department that sets dollar policy, not the Federal Reserve. So if they get in a real fight, the Fed always loses.
Let's talk about Donald Trump's economic agenda, a very ambitious agenda, a lot of jockeying right now for what happens, particularly in the first 100 days. Much has been promised. Do you have an opinion on who you want to see in charge of, who do you want to see him pick to head this whole thing up?
Well, I think he's heading the whole thing up. And,
but to run it for him, I mean, Steve Mnuchin, there's talk of Jamie Dimon, some other names have floated around.
The people he puts in, like Mnuchin or Wilbur Ross or others, will follow the agenda. That's why he's going to put them in there. He wants to move on taxes big time because he knows from Ronald Reagan's years that's how you get an economy moving, which gives you a lot of political capital. On health care, same thing. So they'll get rid of Obamacare, may keep a couple of features for political reasons or social reasons, but they're going to move on that. And one of the things he's going to do from day one, Charles, is follow Ronald Reagan's example of 1981, and that is repeal a lot of price controls and other regulations that are hampering the economy. He's asked for a list of things that he can sign on day one.
That's a long list.
He'll have the time.
Listen, I can't wait. You know, I think the regulations Obama added to the economy were like $850 billion worth. Pretty onerous stuff if you want to grow an economy. You were a little bit. I saw you recently and. You want to see tax cuts to individuals happen before or at least at the same time as corporate tax cuts. Is there a specific reason for that?
Yes, it gives you more economic kick, and also politically. It shows that you want the whole economy to move. Economy is people. So you have people make up businesses. In effect, that's what Reagan did in the early 1980s. Didn't pick one over the other. So, yeah, you move on both. And politically, it would just play into the Elizabeth Warren's hand saying, oh, you're helping business and not helping people. So do it at once. The groundwork has been done in terms of the changes in the tax code. That should be ready to go on day one.
Do you feel the animal spirits out there? I feel them. I do it. You know, you talk to people in the street who are apolitical, and I'm hearing it, sensing it, and I'm seeing economic data that feels like there's already something of a little bit of a wave that Donald Trump can inherit, whether, you know, the retail sales number recently, consumer confidence numbers, the housing number today was huge.
Right.
I mean, I feel something that I think could be a lot more effective than the phony money printing of the Fed.
Well, the Fed has been hurting the economy by wrecking the credit markets. You look at lending to small and new businesses as a percentage of total credit, it's plummeted in recent years. The markets aren't functioning.
So do you feel those animal spirits? Or,
yes, I think people want to move. They're ready to move 5 years ago. They're tired of a 20-mile-an-hour economy. They want to get up to 70 or 80.
All right, buckle up, boys and girls. This is going to be a fun ride. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thank you, Charles.